How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Minecraft Dinosaurs episode. Today, yeah, we're doing it. We are doing the Spinosaurus. That is the main goal today, so we need to go and scout areas, try to find the perfect area to do the enclosure, and then we'll build the enclosure. It's going to be absolutely glorious. Okay, so I want this. Oh, hey, Alan. What you doing up here? Okay, so this enclosure, it needs to be pretty dang cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know exactly what I want to do quite yet. Obviously, we're going to have some water near it. It's not too much water. Spinosaurus likely wasn't as semi-aquatic as many folks do think. At least that's not really too much of what the evidence supports. So I don't want it to be like mostly water enclosure. You know, I want a nice balance between land and water. Because we need the Spinosaurus to walk around, while it has the chance to swim. Hey, there is a hummingbird. Hummingbirds do spawn in this biome. Okay. That means there's hope. There's hope for our feeders. I can see my feeder right there. No hummingbirds near it. Look at the dodo. See, I wouldn't mind doing something like this, but like around here. But the problem is that you don't have a lot of land right next to it. So realistically, I think I need to look for a body of water that is a little bit more landlocked or like has flat land around it, not these giant cliffs. I'm kind of thinking maybe I can't do it over there because that's all steep, especially if we look at this like a topographical map. There's not a lot of option. There is over here, but I wanted to mostly contain that as like the Cenozoic area rather than, something like that. What about over here? Nah, that would be kind of weird. I can always build my own water, but that's always so time consuming. I'd rather like build a whole enclosure around where the water is, What about down here? Maybe I could walk over there and check to see what that looks like. It's just a little puddle. I think I want more water than that, I think. What about over here? I see a nice little river system over here, and it looks like it's not surrounded by a canyon, so this might work. It's kind of removed from the rest of the park, but eventually everything's going to expand. Like, we might have like enclosures just all over here. So that really wouldn't be too big of a deal, honestly. It would just be a little bit, we wouldn't see our Spinosaurus as frequently, but I want to go. This isn't bad. We can use this. I can work with this. In fact, I can set up a waystone here just to make life a little bit as if I don't already have 2 million of them. But that'll make life a little bit easier when trying to get materials. So maybe the majority of the Spinosaurus enclosure can be up here. It's like the majority of it, and then it'll go into the water, and then we can wall off all of the water here. In fact, we could probably keep most of this. I don't know if... I'm pretty sure the Spinosaurus can't dive, so I don't think I have to worry about filling in anything. So if we block off most of this, block it off here, then you can have a nice little area with water, which is a reference to the fact that Spinosaurus is a piscivorous animal. It eats fish, Then we can have the majority of this so that it can still walk around and hang out. Yeah, I like that. We're going to do that. Okay. We'll just go ahead and head back and get our materials, and we'll do that. Hey, Alan, did the sifter find anything new? Nothing too crazy. We got more fern spores, plant fossils. Yeah, I put some more dirt into the sifter. Also, I forgot I can analyze some of this Dominican amber chunk. Where did I get that? Where did I get that? Did I get that? I must have gotten that from here. It's been a minute since I logged on. Let's get our materials. What do I want to make this enclosure out of? Honestly, wood's been kind of cool. Like if I could probably make it out of wood and just use like some of the fence. Like we have quite a few fences. Maybe we could use that for viewing. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, we might do dark oak, or not dark oak, spruce. Yeah, we just use those materials. Oh, and I never checked on the ancient sword either. Does this still summon lightning? I must know. I must know. Test it on Alan. No, I would never. I love you, buddy. Still no bumming herds. I broke one of the hummingbird feeders. I guess I'll put it like here. Does this still summon lightning? I remember it used to back in the day. I also have water over here, actually. Now that I really look at it, this is a little bit closer to, well, yeah, no, it's closer. Maybe I could do it right here. Let's look. What does it look like? This ain't bad. Oh. No lightning? Really? Huh. Does it not summon lightning anymore? Well, if not, then I could just use this as my regular sword for the time being. Or maybe it has to be night or something. We'll wait and see. But this isn't bad. And it has an island too. We can probably use this. The water doesn't really have many caves either, so I don't have to worry about, like, you know, if it does dive, I won't have to worry about that. And you can use this island too, and they can have like a nice island area I could swim out to, and then it'll have that area up there too. Yeah, let's just use this. This is way better. I need to get some sand first, but yeah, I think that this is what we're going to do. Okay, well, Spino Island. Here we go. Let's go home. We have to get rid of that one over there. Let's sleep first, grab some sand, and then we'll get started. Hopefully this is enough sand to do everything. So I could probably start building the wall. I don't know if we should give it full access to this island. It might be kind of sick if we did, if I'm being honest. We can make like a huge expansive... Is that a fox? It is. What does it have? What do you have in your mouth, little fox? Sly fox crossing the water? I feel like that was a fable. Wasn't that a fable? Where there's like a fox swimming across the water? And it carried like a scorpion on its back? Am I watching a fable happen? Do you have a scorpion? What are you trying to get? I'm too distracted by this fox right now, but I need answers. Are you trying to get the fish? I should have guessed. Anyway, maybe maybe the island is the enclosure. And we can build a wall around the enclosure. You know, we could fill in with sand. That way it's just like completely surrounded by water. We could flatten this island a little bit. And then, because it's a decently sized island, you know, it might offer enough space for it to walk around if need be. We could like build a little shelter for it too. We can take down this. Yeah, I might like this idea. Because then we get all that down here. Maybe it can go to that island too. I might like that idea. Okay, so where am I going to build the walls then? If this is how I'm going to do it. We could build a wall right here. This is not nearly as deep as other places I've filled. But you know, it's still going to be annoying. Whew. We're going to need a lot more sand. All right, hopefully this is enough. Okay, that is the first wall complete. We're going to sleep it out, and we're going to work on the rest of the walls. Cool. So at the very least, we will keep this huge body of water here, which means that the other wall needs to go down there a little bit. Like, we could probably start like right here, realistically. Okay, so that's all the water blocked off. Man, that fox is still at it, huh? So, let's see. What do I realistically want to do here? There is quite a bit of water. Do I really want to go all the way over there? For now, we might not have to. I'm just thinking. Kind of just thinking right now. Like, how does it look on the map? It's a cool little island. Like, and then having it titled Spino Island is also really sick. We could fence it. We could have the fence going over here a little bit. Then it goes over here, and then up around here. So that way, at the very least, the majority of the island is, you know, covered. And that's actually a huge enclosure. That might be the largest enclosure that we've done so far. I think it works. I think that's what we're gonna do. Ow, my legs, they break. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this. We'll get some spruce. That'll be our wall. This top layer of sand is, of course, going to be replaced with Bruce. Bruce? Wow, it's going to be replaced with spruce. So we'll go over here. And again, some of this does need to be flattened out. Like that. Like this. And then, yeah, and so I'm going to flatten basically this whole hill right here because I feel like it's a little bit excessive. I don't know if Spinosaurus would really need a hill that is this big. That way the wall doesn't have to go all the way up here too. Might make it a little bit easier for me overall. Ew, it's that. That's a cool little area. We could probably build something there since we're going to be out here anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna spend the next like 2 hours tearing down this hill. Fun times, fun times. Okay, this is taking forever. I'm gonna get some TNT. Okay, how much am I able to make with? Oh shoot. That. How much am I able to make? Okay, we have a little bit, not a lot, but hello, Alan. Is there anything in there? Nothing. Okay, basically, well, there's some stuff, but there's not a lot. Okay, but hopefully this helps. I just want to blow up a little bit of it so that it just kind of makes it a little bit, easier, faster. It's definitely not going to be enough, but I guess it'll help me get the ball rolling. I guess. Here, we'll put it in the center like this. This might be the first time I've ever used TNT in survival mode. It's always been like a creative mode thing. When you're like bored on a creative world and you just start blowing things up. Well, it did a little bit. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. That helps at the very least. Not nearly as crazy as I thought, but I don't really have much else in the way of gunpowder, so this is going to have to do right now. Okay, we're almost there. This has been the project so far. It has been the project. I mean, only the best for my favorite dinosaur, but man, yeah. And I crafted a diamond shovel. I wanted to put some efficiency on it. That way, we went by a little bit quicker. Because all this digging just, whew, it's a lot of digging. I'm not even done yet. Now, I might keep this because it might just be, just pass it off as rocks. However, down here, what I want to do is, I just threw my coal. That is way too costly. Down here, I think I might just kind of hill it out a little bit, do a little bit of terraforming, make it look a little bit more smooth. Okay, this is how I decided to do it. All of here is kind of like flattened out. You have a little bit of a hill over here, and I don't know if I want to keep this quite yet. I'm still deciding. And then you get all of this stuff over here as well. Oh my, this purse is so big and heavy. Okay, well, so I guess that kind of rules out me going to sleep. But yeah, no, and then it gets like a huge portion of the island to just kind of roam around and exist, which is always fun. And again, this makes it probably like the largest enclosure that we've done so far, which I think is pretty cool. I should, at the very least, get the rest of the perimeter done before we start building it up, decorating it. Oh, no. Yeah, this is a big space. This should be sufficient. And if it's not, then I don't know. Okay. This doesn't look bad. There's like a few more things that I think I need to clean up a little bit, but for the most part, I think that this is pretty satisfactory. I'm going to have to like clean up like here. I want to put some bamboo. I think some bamboo would look kind of cool. So we'll plant some of that around. Just dress it up a little bit mostly because I think it'll look neat and it's already growing in. So that's cool. I probably have bone meal somewhere. Not a lot, but take what I can get. Again, I just kind of want to dress the island up a little bit. Make it look like it's all lush with vegetation. Put down a few more bamboo. Like so. I should probably get a bamboo farm going as well. Great. And of course it starts raining, but also the plan is I'm going to put some fence posts on the top of the wall. That way it kind of looks a little bit more dressed up. It's nowhere near done. There's still a few more things that we need to do to actually finish dressing this whole thing up. But I think it's about ready to put a Spinosaurus in it. Well, I'm not gonna let the Spinosaurus roam free. I'm gonna put the Spinosaurus over there, boxed in. That way it doesn't potentially drown or anything like that. Because I don't want to potentially lose the baby. I need to sleep. And in terms of viewing, I think most of the viewing will come from up there. I think there'll be some platforms that you can look into the enclosure with, instead of having things that you can go down to check it out. Maybe. All over there, I'm kind of thinking of putting in a little bit of an aquarium. Kind of like how hippos have, where some aquariums have, or some zoos have things like that, where you get to see the hippos from the top, where they're like just on the surface of the water, and then there's like an area down below where you can look at them swimming around. Not all zoos have that, of course, but I know of a few that did, I think. At least it seems familiar. But yeah, I'm thinking of doing that because that seems like a good spot to do it, and it shouldn't be too difficult. But let's just go and get our Spinosaurus. Okay, let's get it cooking up. I am so happy about this, Alan. You have no idea. I got a lot of dirt. I also got some gravel. Might as well put some of this in here. Let it sift while we wait for the glorious Spinosaurus to emerge. Okay, so we got a biofossil while we were waiting. That's always really cool. Maybe we can get something from that. Let's check it out. And the Spinosaurus is done. Perfect timing. Perfection. Let's see. Oh, we got sand. I just barely I saw it go through. Okay, let's sleep. Let's sleep. And then let's go and hatch this amazing dinosaur. Ow. Since this is floating, it just like it drops me every time I show up. I'm gonna move it to like outside there or something like that. Okay, so I can get rid of this. I also grabbed a little bit of sugarcane. Sugarcane might look kind of cool. Maybe we could build a little bit of a beach as well. Yeah, and obviously all of this stuff can be expanded with time. I kind of think that all of my enclosures are like not close to done. I think that we could still like add some new things to them here and there. There we go, some sugarcane. And then we're going to put the Spinosaurus over there. We're just going to fence it in for now. That way it doesn't potentially drown or anything like that. And then once it gets big enough, there is a little bit of a cave in here. Ooh, good thing I spotted that. I don't really know if it can dive in this mod. But just to be on the safe side, we're going to fill this in. Especially now before I forget. Because I will forget. Okay, for now, we're just going to fence it in here. Again, just to make sure everything is fine. And now there's our Spinosaurus. There it is. There's my Dinopedia. Warm, 4%. Cool. I like it, though. I like the way that all of this turned out. I guess while we're waiting for that, temporarily, real quick, I can... well, a lot of this is going to have to be dug back a little bit. Like, I'm going to have to take back a lot of this right here. And then, you know, obviously we'll put in some viewing areas. You can view and look at the whole island, which I think is going to look pretty cool. Or possibly look at the Spinosaurus swimming. Then down here, there'll be like a little bit of a staircase that goes down. Which is probably something I could start working on here pretty soon, really. But I'm almost out of time in terms of recording, so we won't worry about it yet. But yeah, there'll probably be a little viewing area down there too. So you'll have like essentially 2 modes of viewing to see this animal. And I think that's going to be pretty rad. I might as well make the whole thing even. I think I'll just probably fill in all of that right there too. To make the whole thing the same level. But it's not a big deal right now. Here it comes, guys. I'm so excited. This is like my proudest moment. Yeah. I love the baby Spinosaurus look in this game. It doesn't have a sail, but yet it still has like the basilisk-like tail. You know, reduced proportions overall. The ontogeny on the baby Spinosaurus compared to the adult is really nice in this game. And I can't wait to see it grow. Obviously, we're just going to have to keep an eye on it so that like when it gets big enough, then we can finally let it out into the rest of the enclosure. But this should be way more than enough space. Like, it's got a lot of water. It's got a decent amount of land as well. So this should be pretty good. And plus, when we filled up that land with some of the vegetation, it looks kind of cool. But yeah, there we go. We finally have Spinosaurus. And I'm so incredibly happy about that. This is seriously going to be so cool to finally see my favorite dinosaur in the game. We already had my second favorite dinosaur, that being old Pachyrhinosaurus. But now we have my favorite. So sweet. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and, what are we going to do? And in terms of like the rest of this space, it's probably going to just be filled with enclosures as time goes on. Again, this is relatively close. Like, you know, here we are right here. This is where the Spinosaurus is. You can see his little dot right there walking around. Here's where the Pachyrhinosaurus is. So we were already kind of moving in this direction. I wanted to start putting some sauropods and things like that all here. Like, I already have Diplodocus and potentially Brachiosaurus too. This whole area is probably going to be mostly focused on Mesozoic critters like dinosaurs and stuff like that. Whereas this whole area, obviously, like I mentioned before, is going to be mostly focused on Cenozoic critters, including all the way over here because I wanted to make that whole mammoth steppe environment, which is something we're going to start doing here pretty soon. Probably sooner rather than later. We might even start focusing on it on the next episode because I think that'd be really sick. I think we have enough DNA to warrant like start placing some animals in that area. And that area is going to be bigger than like the Spinosaurus enclosure, for example. So that's kind of my plan. Mesozoic dinosaurs over here, filling in all the rivers and stuff with aquatic critters. Cenozoic creatures over here, including but not limited to the megalodon. Let's go and check on the megalodon real quick before we end the episode here. Why don't we go ahead and check on that? And while I do that, we might as well place down the waystone that I meant to put down earlier. And that way we can just quickly come and check on our Spinosaurus. So I'm gonna keep this named Spino Island, Spino Island, because that's I like that name. It's kind of catchy. And then I'll return to make sure that it grows. And yeah, we'll check on it next time. I might even like stand back here at AFK for a little bit to let him grow for a little bit. Okay, well, there's one of the megalodons right there, just kind of hanging out. I cleared out some trees, but it looks like it didn't really do much. I haven't checked on it, so I probably should have confirmed to see if that actually helped. But there's just a lot of trees there. You can see like the huge empty spot where I cleared up some trees, but I guess I need to clear out some more. It's not too big of a deal, but it is probably something that I got to start focusing on. So that's the baby. Where's the there's the bigger one. You could tell because it's bigger. So okay, it looks like they're doing all right. That's good. Yeah, they're still slowly growing. They don't grow too terribly fast. I like to do this every episode. I like to try to check on all of my creatures. I don't know why I'm not taking the waystone. So I'll go ahead and I'll check on a couple of the other new arrivals to see how they're doing, and then we'll call the episode good. Let's see. I think most of the new arrivals are just the Cenozoic critters. So we'll check on them real quick. Forest Raucus, how you doing? Doing pretty good, getting pretty big. Definitely living up to the Terror Bird name by the looks of it. And a Smilodon, we just put the baby in here. Can't see them through this viewing area, so I'll have to check out from the top viewing area. Hello? Oh, there's the baby. Baby looks like it's doing all right. He's doing all right. And then there's the older one. She looks like she's doing all right too. Sweet. We are looking good. So yeah, I guess plan on that for the next episode unless something else comes up, unless I think of something else while in between episodes. But if I don't, plan on us working on the mammoth steppe. To reiterate, or for those of you who didn't catch the episode where I talked about it, the mammoth steppe is going to be a huge enclosure that is going to encompass a lot of Cenozoic critters, including like the Elasmotherium, the mammoths, of course, and the Megaloceros. And including some modern day animals like horses, and if I can get some bison, since they are in this mod. Because those are animals that lived in the mammoth steppe as well. It's going to be all of that over there. Not the lavender field. It's going to be all of like that plains biome over there. That's the plan. That's what we're going to try to do. What's that? Light up. Oh, it's iron. That is the plan. So I guess plan on that for the next episode, unless something changes. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I certainly enjoyed this episode. We finally got my favorite dinosaur. Very happy about that. But again, thank you so much for watching, and have an awesome day.